we're going to be taking our majors and turning them into minors. So let's start with our C major, or our C major in a bar chord, which we know is just like our B major, but at the 3rd fret. So we've got our C covered, our G covered. We're going to put our 3rd finger down on the 4th fret, which is the E note. You're going to notice that the 4th fret, E, is the same as the next string open, right? Just the same as that next string open at the 5th fret is the next string open at the A. Because we've got E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Yeah? We've got C, C sharp, D, E flat, E. Yeah? Okay, so we're going to be playing the C. To get a minor chord, we're going to be taking off the 3rd scale degree. To get that in your head, all we have to do is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We're in a C, so what's the 3rd of C? C, D, E. We have our finger on the fretboard and we're playing an E. So to make that note flat, we take it down a half step or a diatone. And when we do that, we take our C major to a C minor. A couple different ways to do that. You can borrow the whole chord like we did in practice today and put your finger here to make the octave. Thusly, it would give you the anticipated D sharp or the D flat. Same thing goes for B major. If you want a B major to be a B minor, you need to take away that D sharp and make it a D. You can either do that with a partial bar covering the A string, the E string, and the C string, or you can do a full bar, because that last note that you're going to be playing here is just the same note up here. We got that B in there, right? So that would be the B and the C. We're going to take it the other way. We're going to go to D. As you know, the D is on the 2nd fret, and it's keeping that A ringing open because D, E, F, G, A. A is the 5th of D. But to make it a minor, we need to take that F sharp and make it an F. Because in the key of D, we've got 2 sharps. One is the F and one is the C. When you go around the circle of fifths, as we explored today, you add sharps. In the key of C, no sharps. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, C. But when we go to D, we have a different set. We can't say C, we have to say C sharp, because in D, if we said C, we would have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, when it should be C. See the difference? That half step really makes a big difference. So, in the key of D, 2 sharps. When you go around the circle of fifths, you add sharps. So, D, E, F, G, A. In the key of A, we have 3 sharps. Both of the first sharps are the same ones that was in D, and one of them that was in G. Notice the pattern? So in the key of A, we've got 3 sharps. One is F sharp, one is C sharp, and one is G sharp. So when we say it and play it, it should resemble that. We'll have a A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then back to A. And if you were to play a G rather than a G sharp, it would definitely be noticeable that you didn't have a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It would be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which becomes a modal structure of some sort, but we'll talk about that later. All right, great job today. Make sure you take all of your majors, C major, and turn it into a C minor, a D major, turn it into a D minor. Make sure that you take that F and move your fingers back. When we go to the E major, this is one of my favorite ones because all you need to do is make this very fun for the fingers. That's E minor. We have an F major that you know how to play like this. We're going to be moving our first finger to the 1st fret to play a G sharp, and then we're going to take our finger that was on the A and put it on the F. So you have those 2. Then you're going to take your pinky and pop on that C, so we're not playing that A open. It's kind of redundant. At that point, we've got F major to F minor. Remember, these are all on our chord chart that you have, all laid out by Hawaiian Ukulele and Guitar's basic ukulele chord chart. Check out that top row, which are all your majors, and turn them into the 2nd row, all right? So the next chord that we're going to be going to, we had the D, we had the E, we had the F, and now we're going to have what? The G. So we're going to get our G major. You know that your first finger's on the second fret on the D note, your third finger is on the G note of the G major, and that your second finger is going to be on the B. These two bookends are very important because you're going to be flipping these two to get that minor, because you want to take your third scale note, G, A, B, and take that B and flatten it. So it's going to be a B flat. And to do that, we don't just simply move this finger down, which would look awkward. You can, but it doesn't feel great. What we do is we keep our G finger on the third fret and then move our other two fingers. So your first finger is now playing that B flat that you needed, G, A, B to B flat for the major, minor. Because say it with me, the third scale degree determines major and minor. So that's a G major to a G minor. And then for a wrap up from the first one, B major, B minor. I'm going to do them all for you so you can get real close, slow it down, and then that will be the end of the lesson, plus a little recap on our spider lessons. Here's a C major, here's a C minor. Here is a D major, here's a D minor. Remember that F sharp makes it. Here's our E major, here is our E minor. Here is our F major. Here is our F minor. Here's our G major. Here's our G minor. Here's our A major. Here's our A minor. And we also kind of learned this A minor today. Remember, by transposing and going up, meaning that all these shapes that you're learning are going to be different chords up and down the fretboard, which is exciting. It's called the caged method. And then after A, we go to B. Here's a B major. I'm going to get rid of this note, the third, to make a B minor. I could play it with a bar chord or the partial bar. Either way, I'm going up to C major and then C minor, and that resolves all 7 notes. And wonderful job. So speed up or slow down that, how you need to do, and then go along with that. Make sure you tap your foot when you're doing the rhythm exercise of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2 minors, 2, 3, so on and so forth for all 7 of those. The other caveat we learned today was taking your tonal note and going down a half step and making your majors. So if you have a G and you take your tonal G and go down a half step to the F sharp, you have a G major 7. If you go from the G a whole step, not a half step, but a whole, and play that, you get a G7. All right? Those are the 3 new chords that we learned today, all based around G. G, G major 7, G. That's applicable to C major 7, and C dominant 7. It's applicable to every major chord that we know now. The next little lesson that we're going to need to pancake is going to be your spider lessons. So make sure 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then go up these. You'll notice that a lot of the chords we have will center over. Let's say we stop there. We have a F. We have a D minor. We've got a G7. You could actually call out all the chords that have that hanging out there. And if you keep going, if you call out all the chords that have that in it, you've got a B flat, you've got a B sharp, B flat, and a G sharp. Stuff like that. So keep going with that. And then next week, we're going to make all these individual notes in the diatonic structure, which just means going up and down in half steps. We're going to turn those into whole steps and half steps in correlation of intervals to give us majors. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Anywho, I had a great time this week, and I'll see you next week. Shoots.